Okay, there's not much left of this car. It's been sitting out here for a long time. Quite a few parts have been robbed off it, the door handles, etc. But I think what we're going to do is get this towed to a garage, and then we're going to strip it right down to the chassis, and we're going to use our newfound welding skills. All of these parts are just going to be replaced, all the wings and everything else. The doors will probably be replaced. We'll be keeping that snail, I should imagine, but we'll find new door handles. Some of the parts on this car are still quite good. The rear lights, we've got the other one of these lights, but all of these bits here, these little chrome eyebrows, are really expensive. Some of this bumper's going to be okay. Things like this is really expensive. Even these little bumper bits here are expensive. There's so many expensive parts on this car. However, it will need substantial bodywork, which we are going to... even that bit there is really expensive. Here, hang on to that. The whole back end will need replacing, but once again, we'll either find a car that's been in a smash and take the back end off it and do it that way and weld it together, or we'll just slowly but surely fix the panels up. It's going to be a huge, enormous job, but we're going to give it a red hot go. It'll probably take us a few years, but so be it. Most people will think I'm absolutely mad even attempting it, but you know what? I've seen a lot of rusty old Mercs in my time, and this one's much worse than most. But there's plenty of other cars sitting around like this that we can take parts from. We can get all the floor pans, the sills, most of the bits for this car we can actually pick up. So that's our plan, is to get this on the back of a tow truck and a trailer and take it from there. Just about everything there is to know about cars. Mike, what would you chances of me restoring that car? How much do you think it would cost, and would I be the most stupid person you've ever met?
Definitely the most stupid person I've ever met, and the cost would be much outweigh the value of the car. That's unfortunately.
Right. That's right. I mean, this one here costs 20 to 30 grand. And I did most of the work myself, and it's in better state. That one there, it's only rust holding it to pieces.
Well, it'd be easier to make it into a pickup truck at the moment, because it's got no back wings.
Somebody has potentially offered to buy that as is, to break it at the Mercedes wreckers and breakers place. Okay, after much umming and ahhing, we have taken this Mercedes to what we call the Mercedes graveyard. This will be stripped down, and any of the parts on it, the hubcaps and stuff like that, will be sold on. Lights and front bumper, some of the exhaust parts might be okay, but this car basically is going to the graveyard. There's a place here in Welwyn Garden City called Classic Mercedes Park. If you do need any SL parts, or indeed any parts for other Mercedes, I'll put a link in the description below, and these are the guys to contact. So they've got an old fintail up there, they're tearing to pieces, and you'll find just about every part you need for your SL or any other old Mercedes here for that matter. So give these guys a ring if you need anything. So this is what we have replaced that with, and this will take the next few years of our lives to put this together. So there we go, a 280 SL.
I think he was born in this.
Our job is to get this car back on the road while I let them get on with do all the hard work. First thing I'm interested to know is whether the sills on this car have the drainage holes and the channel inside. They do. So you've got the inside drainage channel, which is good. See, got a whole load of wheel bolts missing off the wheel. A new fuel tank in it, judging by that. Took about half an hour to load this car up. There's boxes of bits, extra fuel tanks, all sorts of stuff. Try to be careful so that you don't scratch the paint. So we don't lose any of the lights or the expensive chrome as we drive down the motorway. But it is going to be a job and a half to get this car back on the road. Got a whole box or truckload of parts here. Over the next few months, weeks, years, what we're going to be doing He's restoring each little part and doing the whole thing properly. Strangely enough, that has actually been done properly there, all of these panels and wheel arches. You can see this is what we're doing on the silver car at the moment. This is going to be the parts car. We're going to need some things from this car, like the seats, possibly the steering wheel, steering column, which is not there, which is a shame. Got all the bumpers and stuff like that. But this is probably only slightly better than the one that we've just sold. A lot of bits are being robbed off this car already. Still got some valuable bits on there, like door handles, mirrors, etc. Unfortunately, someone has had the steering wheel, which is a shame. It's got all the door trims and it's actually still got most of the interior, would you believe? Don't know anything about the engine of this car. Looks pretty much there, a little bit rusty, but nothing to worry about really. Absolutely, there's a fuel pump hanging down there because the previous people did actually get the engine running on this car. But it'd be interesting to get this back to the garage and do an inventory of what's actually missing and what isn't missing, provided we don't lose too much on this journey. We've got that SL in the garage. We've got 3 280 SLs in here now. We'll come back tomorrow and have a look at that.